Hi, pile number one, and welcome to your reading. This reading is going to be about your career. It's been super requested, and it's going to be about what is next in your career. So let's find out together, okay? I want you also to tell you guys to follow my new channel, Alchemy, because like I said, I'm going to quit private readings for a while. Actually, there is only one reading left on my Etsy shop, and then on September on, I want to dedicate myself a little bit more on my new channel, Alchemy, where I post videos about spirituality, witchcraft, the law of attraction, and so much more than just that, even pets and animals. So check it out, the link is down below. But now let's start with your reading. You have selected this particular stone in the Witch's Runes, which talks about harvesting. So the first thing that I am seeing for you, pile number one, is that for sure in the future you are going to harvest something about your investment. So whether it is about money or projects that you're doing or that you have been doing, or maybe this could be just an idea that was like a seed in your mind, and then in the near future you're going to see, you know, the consequences of putting into action this idea. But definitely with the harvest stone, it is a symbol of abundance. So we're starting this reading super positively. Let's start with the tarot. As a major arcana, you have in fact the Fool card. The Fool card is a card that tells you that it's time to take a leap of faith in matters of your career. I'm going to place the Fool over here because I need to see the other tarot first. So let me see what else do we got. Okay, we got the Magician. So from the 0 to the 1st, the Magician, the Moon card, and the 9 of Wands, the Lord of Despair and Cruelty. Don't worry about it. We're going to talk about this in a second. I actually do want to put the 9 of Wands as first. I hope you were able to see the cards. So what this tells me is that you have been resisting a very good idea, or perhaps even your life purpose altogether. We're going to bring clarifiers to this card, so don't worry about it with the Oracle. The 9 of Wands talks about, like, in my opinion, there is a thing that you were doing in the past that you have left because of things that might have happened. Maybe you felt that you failed, or you felt that you were rejected, or you felt that you weren't good enough. But whatever it was, maybe even a couple of years ago that you were doing, you kind of left it. Now it could even be something that you were doing a couple of months ago. Fit the message where it needs to fit. But what I am seeing is that you build a lot of resistance towards this purpose of yours, and you feel like, oh, I cannot go back to that because it will just never work out, because I did it and it never worked out. But the reality of the story is that sometimes life is not necessarily what we imagine, but it's what happened to us, and it's what we make out of what happens to us. Let me explain. Yes, it's true that the law of attraction is an existing law, and yes, it's true that if you want something, you can get it. But at the same time, there are other laws in this universe, such as your lessons, your karma from past life. And if you want to know more about karma, I have a video about that on Alchemy, because karma is highly misinterpreted in the New Age spirituality. Karma is a Sanskrit word. I cannot stress this enough, and it means action. So it's not a punishing God somewhere in the sky and say, oh, you're gonna have bad karma, but it's just a byproduct. Like, karma is your action. So the consequences that you're seeing are only a byproduct of your action. And karma is it's basically like, it's multidimensional in the sense that yes, they are your action in this lifetime, but they're also the actions that you have taken in past lives. And so you are a byproduct of all of these actions, but nevertheless, because of the law of attraction, because of our free will, we surely can change our destiny. So we can say that destiny, it is a bit of in between what we do, our actions and what we did, and at the same time our will and our desires and where we're heading. So I feel that what you were, and by the way, Archangel Michael is here, but what I am seeing, pile number one, is that what you were doing didn't work out for a reason. And the reason is because you needed to learn some lessons. It's not because it wasn't meant to be for you, but certain things needed to happen to you in order to realize not only who you really are, but truly to go back to this purpose, to this opportunity in a renewed way, with a renewed light, with a new perspective. Otherwise, the Spirit is saying you were probably going to make the same mistakes over and over again, like in a past life. Many people think that what we did in a past life is going to be completely opposite to what we are going to do in this lifetime. But the reality of the story is that it's not really exactly like that. Our purpose, our gifts are really the same. Like, we are working in this lifetime in order to master a certain gift, because we are also going to use this particular gift in the spirit world. And I explained this, I think, on my Patreon. There is a video on a radio alchemy, and I also have a pick a card dedicated on what is your job in the spirit world. Obviously, like, what is your mission in the spirit world? So for instance, a person that has psychic abilities, most likely in this lifetime psychic abilities, most likely in this lifetime it's going to have psychic abilities. It's almost like what Gerald Gardner used to say, once a witch, forever a witch, because you've done it in the past, okay? And so that's why you inherit certain talents. Now, I am seeing, though, that in order not to make the same mistakes that you have done in the past, whether in this lifetime or in a past life, you needed to learn certain lessons. And so you think that because things didn't work out in the past with this 9 of Wands, they will never work out again in that particular career field. But this is not true. It's absolutely not true. And in fact, maybe because Jupiter is in retrograde by the time that I'm posting this video, I am seeing that there is an opportunity actually coming back to you. Now, this opportunity could be just an idea, just you going back to your original purpose, or a new opportunity that's very much is like what you always wanted to do. Now, with the Magician card and the Moon card, the Moon especially tells me this, because the Moon, it is about our subconscious, it is about our receptivity, our intuition, and then we also have the Fool and the Magician, okay? So obviously, what it's going to be next in your career, there is definitely a new beginning, but this new beginning is coming very much from your subconscious, from your inspiration. What I am seeing is that right now, pile number 1, you are reaching a breaking point where you have been doing maybe a career or a job for the money for the longest time, and now you realize, well, okay, maybe it didn't work out, my passion, what I used to do before, but I know for a fact that I can no longer go on with this thing anyway. Like, I know I need the money to survive, but this is not life. Waking up in the morning every single day and feeling like a robot and feeling in that resistant 9 of Wands energy where you feel that every day is the same day and every day you're doing the same thing and your heart is just not there. Well, that's basically the version of hell. Hell is like, you know, a cycle that goes on and on and on. It's almost feel like a punishment, like you have to show up and it has to be always the same routine, the same day. And you realize that it's more important, pile number 1, to follow your heart and then follow money, then follow fame, then follow success, because those things actually, they just come. They come as a byproduct of following your heart. But sometimes you won't maybe get to the point where you're going to be a millionaire, or maybe you are. That will just depend on you, but you will just be happy. You will just be fulfilled, and you realize that, listen, hear me out, pile number 1. I know that so many of you guys are young and you desire fame and you desire recognition. I completely hear that, especially for the way the society is being constructed. And money, surely they don't make you happy, but they make you safe. But seriously, I have been in circumstances with people with enormous fame, like I'm telling you, with enormous amount of money, and they were miserable because it's not about how much you have. And to be honest, like, money are useful when you have to travel, to have a sense of freedom, to feel safe, to the fact that you can pay your rent, you can pay your food, your children, if you have children, can go to school. Of course, this goes without saying. But do you think that the angels, God, Mother, Father, God will leave you without it if you follow your purpose? I don't think so. But what it's gonna happen is that you can have what you need, not more than that. Or if you have more than that, it's because you probably are gonna help other people with that if you follow your heart. Now, there are so many paths in this lifetime that you can take, but I feel that, I don't know, I saw people that were poor, they didn't have anything. I have been into a position where I didn't have anything, and I was so happy. Why? Because I had friends. I was doing what I loved back then. I was just full of life. Most of you guys are so young. You have youth to do whatever it is that you want to do. Do not fall into the trap of fear that tells you, oh, I am not going to do that career that makes me rich, therefore, like, I cannot do what I want, because you're too young to do this. And even if you are in your 30s like me, or you are in your 40s, like, I feel, pile number one, that it's going to arrive to a point where you're going to be, especially because of all the things that are happening in the world and all the old societal crap is falling down. Like, you're going to be like, I can't do this any longer. I need to follow my passion. I need to do this for myself, because I could be dead tomorrow. And what life is going to be about? It's going to be about how much money I had in my bank account, or how much people I helped, how happy I was, and the fact that I was showing up to my job and to my career because my heart was open. I was there. And some of you can even do multiple careers, because what I am seeing with this card is that, especially with this magician card, if you can see, it almost looks like an initiation type of scene. I'm really seeing that something is awakening in you, that it's coming from your subconscious and wants to liberate you to pursue something that you truly love to do. And I know that my pick cards are very unconventional compared to other readers, but I'm a channeler. What can I do? Like, I just don't read the cards plain straight in that way. And you need to take a leap of faith towards these new ideas that are coming. Like, you need to do this to yourself. Like, the people that have met me, they know how much annoying I am, because I'm constantly asking people, but how are you really happy? But because I feel, because I can read the energy, so when I look at people, like, in a snap, I realize, like, I can see their energy field, and I'm like, I think you should do music. And people, usually they remain shocked when I say this sort of thing, because they're like, but how did you know that I love music so much? And it's like, because it's written all over your energy. You're just ignoring it. I've said it with so many people. In fact, they have been predicting to me, they have told me that I am, my purpose, my dharma is to be a life coach, that I can see the purpose of people. And in fact, my soul project readings are the ones that I love the most, because I can connect people with their purpose. And this is what I see for you, pile number one. I can see that you need to connect back to your purpose. You need to take a leap of faith towards that. Because if you were thinking that I was going to give you a reading like anyone else and tell you, oh, your career is going to be great and you're going to be fine, and I'm seeing a new beginning, I would lie to you. What true readers do, they tell you the truth about your energy, and they tell you the future. The future is multidimensional. So yes, if you will continue on this path, what can I say? I see frustration. I see, sure, stability. You're going to have your money, but I'm not seeing you happy, because literally what the cards are saying is that new ideas are entering your subconscious, and you need to take them and take a leap of faith towards them, so you can finally heal those wounds from the past of you thinking that you have failed, and finally, yes, in this sense, become the master of your reality and align yourself to your true purpose. That's what I am seeing next for you, okay? Now, let's clarify this. Okay, got it. So you have from the Life Purpose deck, creative expressions. Your soul is longing to express itself creatively. This is pretty much self-explanatory. Like, maybe you are doing a job that's really not in alignment with what your soul wants. Now, let's be practical, because I think that in the spiritual new age, especially community, sometimes some people lack of practicality, and they're just like, oh, let's have a new beginning and just leave your job. It doesn't happen that way. It's never that way unless you're really frustrated with what you're doing. Let's be practical. Practicality means you need to obviously do your job because that gives you living and you need to provide for yourself. So I'm not saying leave it right away, but acknowledge the fact that your soul wants to express itself creatively. Just be aware of that first and foremost, okay? And don't react to it. Just be aware of it. Now that you are aware of it, what is exactly that you were doing in the past that you loved so much? What is exactly that you really want to do? Working on a side. I started like this, like I never left immediately a job like I did the last time, but it was a weird circumstance. But usually I always worked on a side. Like when it was with music, I had something on the side, and when music was rock solid, I started just being a musician. So you always want to have a back plan. But the thing that you need to be aware of what is going to be next in your life is that you need to start taking a leap of faith in building your own creative business, your own creative project. Now, creativity, if this reading is resonating with you, it's going to be different for so many of you. It could be painting, it could be art of any kind, it could be music, it could be entertainment, it could be YouTube, it could be Patreon, it could be Twitch, whatever it is that you enjoy. It doesn't matter. But you need to set your intention into, I need to do it. Because listen, hear me out. I teach this on my e-course, Co-Creating Your Reality. When your energy field, okay, and energy is something that exists. It's like, it's not something that's just all energy and it's up in the air, somewhere in the sky. Energy, it's in your body. If you would be clairvoyant, you will actually see it. So energy is moving. It's a byproduct of your thoughts, of your intentions. This is why magic is so powerful and witchcraft is so powerful, because for thousands of years, so they have trained themselves to work with this energy, the energy that comes from within as well as the energy that comes from above. That's why in witchcraft there is this super famous sentence, which is as above, so below. Because of this. So, as within, as your own internal self, as without, as outside, because you're directing your energy. Your entire reality is a projection of what you are experiencing from within. Okay? So follow me through with this. So energy field is something very tangible, okay? So if you could see energy around a person's body, like I explained in my e-course, and let's say that your thoughts are very scattered. What do I mean by that? I'm going to give you a very practical example. I always wanted to be an author. I always wanted to write that book, and you keep thinking about it. You keep thinking about it. It's there. It's in your subconscious. You don't think about it every day, but it's there. Oh, I wish I was doing something different. Oh, I wish I was doing something different. Do you know what wishful thinking does to your energy field? It leaks your energy out. And this is why you feel drained, you feel tired, you feel frustrated, you feel confused, and you look out for readings, okay? This is the reason why. So we want to patch those energy leaks. How we do that? By listening to our body, first and foremost. Fatigue is the first symptom that there's something wrong. It's the first ring bell before something else gets manifested. Now, not every disease gets manifested because of your vibration. Let's be common sense, practical. Not everything. Sometimes things just happen, and it's just the way it is on this planet. But stress, fatigue are certainly symptoms of the fact that you're out of alignment. That we can surely say. Okay, so the first thing is that you need to be aware of that. Once you are aware of your sensation and your body, you really need to ask yourself, I always wanted to write a book. What am I going to do about it? Am I going to do it, or am I not going to do it? That's simple as that. You need to decide, are you going to do it, or are you not going to do it? And if you are going to do it, put a time limit. Within a year, I'm going to write a book. Within a year, I'm going to make my first album. You need to do this to yourself, because otherwise it's going to drain your energy out if you do not make a systematic plan, believe it or not. So if you decide not to do it, fair enough, that's good, but it's gone. It has to be gone from your vibrational field. I am not going to do it. Fine, sit with that. Let it go, so the energy can come back at you renewed. That's how you patch your energetic leaks, and you'll see enormous improvement even in your mental condition, in your energy levels in general. If you decide to do it, you need to put a time limit and really work on it and really practically do it. Okay, so for you, what is next is you practically taking a leap of faith and deciding, I am going to do that creative expression. I am going to express myself creatively, but I am going to do it. You're not just saying it, doing it for a week, and then you come back, because this is only going to drain your energy. You need to overcome your fears. Yes, challenges are going to be there. Challenges are there for every human being on this planet. But when you overcome your challenges, pile number one, that's where you discover your gifts. That's where you discover your blessings. Not just by wishing for them necessarily, okay? It's a mix of things. Your desire, your positive alignment, sure, visualization, all of this, and inspired action. Some people just take action and that's out of balance, and some people just wish for things. It's both. It's both, okay? So definitely I do see yourself expressing yourself creatively, having a new opportunity coming back from the past. So it's something that you were doing in the past that you deeply loved, and right now you're gonna have another possibility for doing this, and you taking charge of your vibration with this Magician card and the Fool card, taking a leap of faith towards it. And new beginnings are not just something that happens to you. New beginnings are door opened by the universe, but you need to walk through them, and then they become tangible new beginnings in this sense, okay? Now, I'm also seeing, in fact, the Weight card. The Weight card does symbolize, in my opinion, that you don't have to rush towards what I'm saying. You have to meditate upon it. You have to make a plan and not leave your job immediately if that makes you unhappy, but make a systematic plan towards expressing yourself more creatively, okay? And I'm also seeing Selkat magical protection. And I just want you to know, pile number one, that the universe is protecting you, because once you align yourself with your purpose, things will start happening for you, and it will be easier and easier to pursue it. Your belief system is going to help for sure, your action, your commitment, your joy, your positivity, but at the same time, the fact that you finally aligned to your own authenticity, that is going to basically, the universe doesn't understand language, okay? The universe understands vibration. We know that, right? So because of this, when you are in a state of frustration, depression, even though it can happen, and I have a video dedicated about how to deal with negative emotion by not bypassing them and let's be positive. No. Okay, it's normal. You have to be aware of them. The point is, when you just stay there, you don't do anything about it, whatever that is, vibrationally, what you're saying to the universe is that you're closed. You're saying no. It's a no from the universe. Like, no, I don't want help. No, I'm feeling sick. No, I don't want anything from you. It's like a no. Okay, but when you align yourself with your own authenticity, and therefore, because it's natural, your vibration just rises naturally, not because you're forcing it, you are processing your emotion naturally, and slowly and gradually you are becoming more authentic to yourself, and you take those actions that are in alignment with your authenticity, your vibration naturally rises. And when your vibration naturally rises, you're basically saying to the universe, yes, I'm open. I am here. I am ready to receive. This is what you're doing, because the universe understands energy, understands vibration. And because of that, when you are in that state, universe can give you that abundance. Universe can give you those opportunities, because you are saying, yes, give it to me with your body. Why do you think so many people that are meditators, they are not great talkers? They don't talk a lot. Because talking and 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 talking doesn't serve anything. Thinking the right thoughts, aligning them with your spirit, and moving towards them with action. This is what does the trick. Not talking about it, or watching readings after readings after readings after readings, and talking about it. I'm sorry for being so straightforward, but this is how the universe works. This is how energy works. And maybe I'm going to be the only reader that tells you this, but I hope that this is actually going to help you out, to actually steal your mind and go finally towards what you deserve, what you want, about what the universe wants for you, which is happiness, which is joy, which is doing something that makes you feel alive, makes you feel creative. Because pile number 1, you are a natural born creator. You need to be creative. Otherwise, your soul is going to be in a state of resistance and it's going to feel dead from the inside. Okay? So, what I am seeing is also gorilla, which does represent as a spirit animal peace. You are basically aligning yourself with peace. And the gorilla card is also number 1, which is mirroring the magician card of you finally taking the lead of your life, moving away from your fears, healing those fears, and moving towards those subconscious desires that you have been suppressing for a while, and taking a leap of faith towards them with practicality, okay, with a systematic plan. Then I'm also seeing the card of the rising sun, the divine solar child reborn. So obviously this card talks about the birth of Horus in ancient Egypt, and when Horus was born in the legend, and if you want to know more about the myth of the ancient Egypt, I have a video dedicated on my Patreon, was a rebirth for Egypt. Horus is considered the first pharaoh because he saves Egypt from the dryness of Seth, that was the king of the desert, the dryness, the negative force. So what I can see is that you are going to battle your own inner demon in this period, and you are going to rise back and become your own pharaoh, your own hero. And it is all about, in my opinion, a passion, a job, an opportunity that you felt was once lost, that is coming back to you, renewed, in the form of an idea, in the form of a project, or in the form of an actual job opportunity. Whatever it is, I just want you to know, pile number 1, that it's not too late to follow your dreams. You are right on time. Spirit is protecting you, and you deserve this rebirth of your own true desire, creativity, and wishes in this sense. Okay, so this is what I see next for you. And now I do understand why you have the abundance stone, because it's only by aligning yourself with your own true authenticity that you will finally have that peace, that inner peace. And once you're still and you're peaceful, abundance is a state of being. Why do you think that Buddha is portrayed fat and chubby? Because once he discovered enlightenment, abundance became his state of being. He wasn't necessarily really chubby. He was a king. He was a prince. He was meant to be the king. He had so much money before he became the Buddha. But once he becomes the Buddha, he really becomes abundant, because abundance is a state of being, emotional, spiritual, mind state of being. When you are looking for God, you see God everywhere you look. That's the same as seeing when you are in peace with yourself, when you are aligned with your true authentic self, all you see is abundance. All you see is love, because you are love, okay? And when you are resisting this alignment, you see things for what they're not. You see the illusion, and this is why humans create what they create, because they do not want to be themselves. They have taught other humans not to be themselves. And I think that for you, the truth is that the energy is changing, and you will have a new possibility to really wait, pause, and have a rebirth of your own creativity. And the angels are saying, we see you indecisive about this. So this is why you're receiving this message, because they see you indecisive whether or not you should pursue this creative path, these ideas that are lingering in your subconscious, or you should not. I can tell you the future if you don't, but it's pointless to see the future. What only matters is, what do you want? What do you want to experience? And if you know in your heart that what you want to experience is to express yourself creatively, take a leap of faith and do it. I promise you, you won't regret it. Okay, so this is what I see for you. I just remind you that I have only one reading left on my Etsy shop. The link is down below. And also subscribe to my new channel, Radio Alchemy, to have more conversations about this on that channel as well. And I'm going to see you later, guys, in another of my pick a card readings. Bye. Okay, pile number 2, let's figure it out together. What is next in your career? I just remind you guys, I only have one reading left on my Etsy shop. The link is down below. Then my readings will be closed for a while. And because I want to dedicate myself even a little bit more on my new channel, Already Alchemy, where I talked about manifestation, witchcraft, spirituality, and so much more, animals, communication, and so on. So the link is down below. Follow my new channel as well to have new content. So you chose the sea stone, the stone that represents in the witch's rune the sea. Now this stone has a particular meaning which indicates going with the flow and purifying yourself, allowing things to just happen to you rather than forcing them. So maybe this is a period in your life where you need to stop trying so hard and allow things to happen more naturally. The first major arcana that I have for you, in fact, is the Amen. We're going to talk about this in a second. I need to show you the tarot first. So as tarot, we have the Temperance card, so another major arcana. Oh, you have the Jolly card of this tarot. The categories, the 4 channels. Air, earth, fire, and water. All the elements, the 4 watching towers. And then you also have the Princess of Wands. The Page of Wands. Okay, let's talk about it. Symbolized by the god Hathor, the goddess of abundance, love, and nurturing children. She was the cosmic cow in the sky for the ancient Egyptian. So there is clearly something that you have to let go of in this period. Now, letting go, I do not think is necessarily for you in this case. On the contrary, your pile number 1 has to do with your career or has to do with the things that you're doing or you love doing. I think that you are releasing a heavy sense of control because you have been trying to push the situation to change or to have a different outcome for so long that now the universe is really asking you to let go and going with the flow, allowing less control and more what needs to happen naturally and organically. With the Temperance card, I really feel that you need to become patient because some of the things that you want are going to happen, but are going to happen in not only in divine time, yes, in divine timing with the 4 categories, but it's almost like all the ingredients of what you're doing have to be in the right place at the right time. They need to be steered in a certain amount of time. So time is a prime factor for you. I know it's unfortunate because some people have, what they want like overnight and some people don't. Maybe you are very much ruled by Saturn. And so people that are ruled heavily by Saturn, they usually need to do things like they need to put double the work into whatever it is that they're doing. And it's just a karma. It's just something that they have signed for in this lifetime. And when I mean ruled by Saturn, I am not talking about astrology, but I am talking about palmistry. I read hands, okay? And I have a video dedicated about that, all of that, to make you understand if you are ruled by Saturn or not on my channel, Already Alchemy. In palmistry, basically, all these hands symbolize a planet. The sun is Apollo, Saturn is over here, then we have Jupiter and Mercury, the mount of Venus, the moon, and so on and so forth. Your hand will tell you what is your ruling planet. And probably this is also going to match astrology. Most likely you have a line of Saturn very strong or also broken. That means that whatever you do, you have to put double the effort because Saturn is slowing things down for you. And so in this sense, you have to have patience with your endeavors. I know it sucks. sucks. It really does. I get it. But I am seeing that very soon or soon enough, things are just going to fall into place if you just have a little bit more patience. Because with these 4 elements, it's like for even the ancient Greek, the 4 elements, and for witchcraft as well, the 4 elements plus the akasha, the ether, really form the fundamental basic of life. They're also called the guardian of the watching towers, the towers of south, north, east, and west. And these towers are associated with the elements. This is why we have 4 elements even in the zodiac, and so on and so forth, because they are the fundamental basic of life. And they need to be all present at the same time, because otherwise life couldn't exist. Without fire, we will be shivering, okay? And we couldn't even protect ourselves. I mean, if you study prehistoric history, you know what I'm talking about. Without water, we're made of water. We cannot exist without water. Without air, we cannot exist. Without our earth, our mother Gaia, we cannot exist. Without akasha, without our spirit, without the ether, without the universe, there will be any planet. We couldn't exist. So these are the fundamental basic of existence, okay? Especially according to the ancient as well. So with this card that does represent the 4 elements, it's almost like telling you, let it go. Take a break. You know, you do not need to push it so hard, pile number 2, in order to get what you want. You need to just relax. It's gonna happen at due time, because all the ingredients, all the elements need to be at the right time and in the right space. With the Page of Wands, what I am seeing is that most likely you're not in the country, in the city, or in a place that is allowing your career to go to the next level. Some people do not resonate with their own country, believe it or not. They need to travel. It's part of their purpose. They need to expand. They need to follow different cultures. They resonate with different culture whatsoever, maybe because of past life, maybe not, who knows, but it's just a reality. One part of your purpose is to travel. It's not to stay stagnant. Now, it goes without saying that because of what happened in the world and who we cannot nominate, like Voldemort, you have to remain very stagnant. You have to remain in your own place for safety reason and all that we already know. Now, obviously, this has slowed things down, and you're like, seriously? Like, among just having Saturn and all the things that can slow me down, now even this, it's been 2 years. Now even this. It's a challenge, but remember that by overcoming our challenges, we truly discover our gifts. You will travel back. And actually traveling, it is the essential part of your purpose. It's just that everything needs to be at the right place in order to make you flourish the way you want to. Because I know, pile number 2, that you're very ambitious. And I am seeing that with balance, with temperance, you are discovering a lot of stuff about yourself, and you are releasing also old demons and old things that were making you feel like you needed to rush towards career, you needed to do certain things. Now it's time to release all of this control and allowing patience and time to show you the right path for you, okay? Which will probably lead you somewhere new, somewhere unexpected, or even physically somewhere new. So follow this intuitive feelings if you have felt like that as well. No way. No way. I didn't know that. I didn't know this. So we do have Hathor. I told you I saw Hathor in the cards. And now we do have Hathor in this other card. I love it. And Hathor, like I said, she was one of the most important goddess in the pantheon of the ancient Egyptian, but she does represent abundance. She represents fertility, and she represents love and music. So your purpose is to, maybe you guys are a lot. So one of you, one section of you, one group, it's going to be about, your purpose is really love and light. Your purpose is to motivate other people, connect them to love, being a life coach, really counsel them and teach them everything about love. So a little bit more spiritual purpose. For some others of you, your purpose is music. Okay, and maybe because of what has happened in the world, touring was stopped, you couldn't do, like, things weren't really happening for artists. Actually, artists are the forgotten ones in this period, and I'm not talking about big stars. I'm talking about the ones they're trying to become one. The situation is being very stagnant because if you do not tour, you cannot even sign with certain labels. That's just the truth of the story. In Universal Music Group, one thing that told my band was like, you didn't tour enough to sign you. That's what every single label told me, the bigger ones. They were like, you didn't tour enough. So we need to see that you have an audience. Because here's the thing, especially if you guys are a musician, like it's very, very rare, but not rare, more than rare. It's an exception that a label will come up to you and say, oh, we believe in you so much and we're going to invest so much money on you to make this album. It doesn't happen in this way in the music industry. What happens is that you have already a fan base that is established. You have toured. You have fans over you. You have people, and so they buy that package because they're making an investment and they multiply it. They multiply that fan base because they already see that you are a catch. So you need to prove to the record deal that you are a catch with your work, with your music, with your fan base, with signing with independent labels, with doing a lot of touring. I think even Lana Del Rey, before she was even famous, she was doing everything by herself. Her first music video that she has released was completely done by herself. She had a little bit of audience before even she got that big record deal, because it just happens in this way. So if you are a musician and you are just wishing that someone will discover you out of the blue, snap back to reality. It's time to record your album. It's time to invest the little money that you have or learn how to record yourself at home. You can do this and start creating your own fan base. Start creating your own audience. So by the time that a record deal will discover you, you are something. They're not just going to tell you, oh, you know what, we are going to give you just this little because you're nobody. No, you're going to be like, I have my own fan base. I have all these record deals that they want me. What are you offering me? What you got? This is how true artists do it. And this is why they they go to the next level. Now, I'm not a very pop kind of artist. I've never have been. This is how it's done in the metal music, in the metal scene. And this is what I saw was working. For everybody, for people that were way bigger than me, that's what they did. So this is my suggestion to you, pile number 2. It's time to really let go of some of the control that you have and push yourself towards the right direction. I don't know why I lost my train of thought talking about music, but anyway. There is change also coming, and so you guys have both paths. One is to inspire other people, and another it is about involving music. But maybe you need to direct your energy towards a different audience. You have to let go, and this is why we have the Amen. You have to let go of a particular genre that you're doing or a particular audience or country, and to direct it somewhere else where you are much more needed and you're going to be well seen and well perceived. Okay, does it make sense? And this is also going with the flow, because universe is showing you where you need to go, and you need to go towards it without resistance, just following the waves where it's leading you. And at the right time, with patience, when all the ingredients will be there, you will be placed at the right time in the right place for you to be discovered or to do what you came here to do. Okay, so this is what I see next in your career. I know it sounds very metaphysical, but this is what I'm seeing. And actually, what I'm seeing is the peacock, which is the avatar of Krishna, and it's the card of prosperity. So I mean, if you are going to follow your heart and love, and you are going to follow maybe your love for music, I see enormous prosperity coming up for you. Now, if you're just wondering in this reading, well, I'm not interested in music, I just want to know whether or not I'm going to get an upgrade in my job, I'm going to get a new opportunity or promotion, we do have the prosperity card, so definitely it's going to happen. You just have to be patient about it, let it go for a while of this desire in order for it to get manifested, because things are not ready yet, but very soon they will be. And I do see a relocation. I do see you moving somewhere else, perhaps, or even be relocated in form of job, like you were doing, I don't know, let's say that you work in a company and you were working for a certain area of the company, you will be relocated into something that will pay better and will be a different field, a field that you resonate more with. So also this can happen. Obviously fit the message where it needs to fit. Then I'm also seeing remain positive about your future and practice. And we do have a lady playing an instrument. So music is very, very strong for my pile number 2. And I just want you guys that if you have a passion for music, that is what you need to pursue. And this is why you have clicked on this video, just to have a confirmation. For all the rest of you, it's really about letting go of frustration, letting go of what no longer serves you, and remaining positive that if you follow what you came in this planet to do, it will work. You just have to practice. You do not have to wait for someone to discover you falling from the sky. You have to do it. You have to systematically work towards it, and then people will discover you. And this can happen overnight, or this can happen in a month, or it can happen in 5 years. You need to be okay with this. You need to be in the process of making your dreams come true without though pushing for a particular outcome, but just rather showing up. Like I said, with music, for me, it was super easy. As soon as I posted a song online, I got 9 record deals that wanted to sign me. Now, I was doing occult rock, witchcraft related occult rock, which is a very, very particular tiny scene in the metal industry, but for me it was a big thing because that's the music that I loved. I didn't want to do pop music just because I wanted to be famous. Like, screw that. I wanted to be me, you know what I'm saying? And I had tons of recognition out of that band. On YouTube, it wasn't like this. Yes, you see me, I have almost 60,000 subscribers, but there are people that overnight got 700 subscribers and even more. So you see, things are different. For me, music snapped immediately. I got a record deal, no issue, no problem. YouTube, much harder. Does it mean that I have to give up on it? No, it's just that some things happen more slowly. It's just the way it is, and we have to accept it. But the point, it's not about when you're gonna get what you want, pile number 2. The point is, are you doing what you love doing? That's all that matters. Are you showing up? Can you maintain yourself? If all this are yes, check, yes, check, yes, check, move forward, because you are going to get that prosperity. If all these boxes are like check, 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 it means that you are in alignment. And with practice, with showing up, not with frustration, but with showing up towards your dreams, you are going to be placed at the right time in the right place, and prosperity is going to come to you. But practice is required. You need to put some effort. And maybe with that page, Princess of Wands, like I said, you need to target a different audience, change genre, change something about the things that you're doing. I'm not necessarily seeing letting go of a particular career, but what I'm seeing is changing the way you're doing, changing your audience, changing the people that you are addressing your music to, or your speech to, or whatever it is that I'm seeing, that love, that sharing love that I was seeing before. You just need to change your audience, or change the place where you live. And by remaining positive and practicing, prosperity is going to come to you, okay? And as the last card, I am seeing the beautiful Queen of Heaven, blessing from the Divine Empress in the sky. I love this card. It's one of my favorite. And this card tells me that you are a natural born Empress. So no matter what gender you are, male or female, you were born to be abundant. You were born to thrive. You were born to be a star. So go ahead and do it, but without frustration, just by being smart about it. For instance, I give all the time my examples because I can only relate to my life, really. Sometimes I give the example of my friends, but truly, like, I give you mine. Like, we're sisters, so you know, that's the type of vibe that we have over here. So when I was doing music, for instance, initially I didn't really know what sort of genre I would fit, because I didn't really know. So I was singing a lot of like blues and jazz. I used to sing at jazz bars a lot because I love jazz, but I was seeing like that the energy wasn't there. It just wasn't there. Like, I wasn't pulling up the audience in the way that I wanted to. So instead of saying, oh, this is not meant for me, what I did, through a series of circumstances, I've met a guy that showed me this scene that I wasn't aware of, and they showed me all these videos from this super cool bands that were doing occult music, and they were talking about witchcraft in their music, and all the movies from the 70s, and you know, like the Love Witch, and I was like, wow, I was always into witchcraft. This is my life. I didn't even know I could sing about this stuff. And he said, you actually should dye your hair black. Just do this. Just go into the metal scene. And when I was recording my first EP, which is a small album EP, and the producer was there with me, and he was like, you know what? You're not as great as singing pop music. Let me be realistic. But on rock music, you rock. Like, your voice is really good. As soon as I did that genre, it just like, it was so different. Like, people were responding so well to my voice, to my presence, to my image, and I love the metal music. I found my family in the metal scene because of that. But see, sometimes it's just that little difference that you do within your own purpose. It's not that you are wrong, your voice is wrong, your speech is wrong, what you're saying is wrong. It's just that you're targeting the wrong audience. That's the shift that I see you doing. You go towards the right audience, you do the little twist, the little difference by letting go of what is not serving you. Empress in the sky. You get your blessings, you get your prosperity, you get those opportunities. You feel like the Empress that you are. And that's what I can relate, because I felt exactly the same when I shifted from jazz music to metal music, which is a huge shift. And there is another wonderful singer that unfortunately she passed away, that she was called Jill, she's the singer from Huntress, Jill Janis, I think her name was. I loved her singer. She used to be an opera singer, and she wasn't that famous in theater and opera, even though she was super talented. As soon as she did Huntress, she reached worldwide fame and success, just because she made that shift. She targeted the right audience for her, and bless her soul. I hope like you're good on the other side, because she was a precious gem in the metal scene, let me tell you that. If you know her, just comment down below. So I definitely do see prosperity for you, pal number 2. I see abundance in your career, but I am seeing that it's time to practice and shift your focus towards a new genre, a new audience, or a new country, or doing things slightly different. And by remaining positive and letting go of what is not working, you will see prosperity coming up in your career. So this is what I'm seeing. I know it's very specific, but I just channel what I can see. And I see you guys later in another of my pick a card readings. And thank you so much for sticking around. Bye. Okay, pile number 3, let's find out together what is next in your career. And I just want to remind you guys that I have the last reading available on my Etsy shop. Then I'm going to stop my private readings for a while, because I want to dedicate myself not only to this channel more, but also to my new channel, Aradia Alchemy. I highly suggest you to follow and subscribe my new channel for new content about witchcraft, spirituality, and so much more. The link is down below. But now let's wrap it up and let's see your reading of what is next in your career. So you basically chose the arrow that is shooting up. So this indicates that either there is a sign or message that it's coming from your spirit guides and angel, or there is something that you're focused on that it's going to manifest. For me, every time that I see the arrow in the witches runes, I think about manifestation, and I think about shooting the arrow and getting what I want. As a first, in fact, as a first major arcana, we have the beautiful World card for you guys. Then let me see all the tarot, and then I tell you. So you basically have the 4 of Wands, okay? Okay. Then you have also the 4 of Cups, okay? And you also have the Magus, the Magician card. But actually, no. The Magus in this deck is the Hierophant. I'm so sorry. I twisted, because the Aspirant is the Magician and the Magus is the Hierophant. So you have the Hierophant. I apologize for that. So you have for the world, 4 of Wands, 4 of Cups, and the Hierophant. And so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio as sign. Wow, there are enormous good news coming up for you guys. No matter what career you're doing, this reading is super different from pile number 2 and pile number 1. You are about to have a major commitment in your life that it's going to bring you enormous success and recognition, okay? Or maybe this commitment is something that you have been committed to, like your job, your career, exactly, like your passion, your purpose. I see that, like I said before, you really put the focus into something and you diligently and consistently showed yourself up, and this is going to pay off enormously. Now, with the 4 of Cups, it tells me that you have been depressed for quite a while. You didn't see any progress, you didn't see anything coming, you kind of like lost hope about it. You were like spiraling into a dark hole, but nevertheless you showed yourself up. But nevertheless, every single day you were doing your job. Every single day you show up for your business and you remained positive even in this very dark period of stagnation when nothing seemed to happen. And I'm telling you that because of this, you are about to see some great stuff happening, and it is the byproduct of your consistency and your commitment. Very Leo vibe, very Taurus vibe, very Scorpio Aquarius vibe, in fact, like the World card clearly depicts. And so we are, for you, at the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. And the new cycle is going to be about reaching your accomplishment. Like, you're going to feel recognized, you're going to feel accomplished. Now, this reading could resonate even within a year from now, because the World card is a kind of like, it's not a timeless card, of course, but it does predict also within a year from now, you are going to see what we are predicting. But nevertheless, for many of you guys, it's going to be sooner than that. I am definitely seeing high recognition, because with the Hierophant is recognized by the church, the Pope, to be the vessel of God, to be the highest in the hierarchical system. And therefore, this tells me that you are reaching your goals, you are climbing the ladder, and people really are going to admire you, are going to recognize you. And on a general, even more general way, I am seeing enormous success, and with the 4 of Wands, stability. Many of you could do an independent business, because the 4 of Wands does also talk about working from home, the 4 walls of our home. And I am seeing with 4-4 that maybe you have seen this number a lot. You have been protected all this time, and there was a reason why things weren't working out the way you wanted to, but right now the story is changing. Maybe this opportunities of success is coming also due to Jupiter being retrograde. And so Jupiter is going to be retrograde up until October, if I'm correct, the Spirit is saying. And for Taurus, it's going to be in the 10th house, if I'm correct. And therefore, you could be definitely Taurus or Scorpio, which is the opposite, very, very, very much. You could see this success that I'm predicting from October on, as soon as Jupiter is going to go direct. Because now that it's retrograde, it's preparing you to what needs to come. That's my just my take. I'm not an astrologer, but this is what I'm feeling. But what I'm feeling is that your effort is going to be enormously recognized, and there is some sort of form of abundance, whether it comes in forms of money or recognition or even both, that it's going to happen to you. So whatever it is that you're doing, do not stop doing it, but keep on doing it, because it's working. That's what I'm seeing, pile number 3. And in fact, from the life purpose deck, I didn't got even a job, but I got the card of infinite abundance. You are about to really win something big. You could even win the lottery, scratchy games, but since this pick-up card was dedicated just for career, I am seeing a promotion, for just to say the least. I am seeing you really thriving, climbing the ladder. If you do, like I saw, have an independent business, I am seeing you finally reaching your goals, having more clients, gathering more abundance. I am seeing pile number 3, on the contrary of pile number 1 and pile number 2, you being enormously in alignment with your soul. So this reading just comes as a confirmation of keep pursuing what you're doing, because it's really going to take you to the next chapter of your life, which is meant to be enormously abundant, okay? That's what I'm seeing. And it comes quite not necessarily unexpectedly, I'll say, but it comes from a period of stagnation, a period where you felt that whatever it is that you were doing wasn't working, but in reality, the energy has been working a lot behind the scene, and very soon you're just going to see the fruits of that. In fact, I also have the card of the situation will improve, just honestly confirming what we are saying, that the situation is meant to improve. Yes, there was lack. Yes, you had to put maybe double the work. Yes, you weren't seeing enough results, but very soon you will. And we do see the dolphins, so there is a connection with the spirit animal of the dolphins, which I also have over here. And the dolphins are considered the angels of the ocean. There is a pregnant woman over here, symbol of fertility available for you, and it does symbolize happiness in this specific card. So there is happiness in the future, there is abundance, there is success. So whatever it is that you have been doing. Let me gather some more clarifiers, because I don't see more than just that. I am seeing you thriving, I am seeing you abundant, fertile, full of ideas. Finally, the fruits of your labor are going to show and pay off. And this is because with that arrow over here, like I explained in my e-course, co-creating your reality, you shoot your arrow and you remain consistent about it, which basically means your arrow is your energy. You didn't pull it back. You shoot it and you were convinced about what you were doing. No matter the challenges, no matter the depression, no matter what happened, you showed up each and every single day. And this is the reason why you're going to have abundance. We also have the Two of Cups. You're never wrong if you follow love. And the Hierophant card, really being crowned and symbol of your recognition and your success. Some of you guys, you have made a couple of months ago, or possibly even years ago, a leap of faith. You decided to commit to yourself and what you loved, and you weren't seeing results, but now you will. Now you are becoming the teacher, the Hierophant card. Now people will look up to you. They will see you. They will recognize you because of all the work that you have done. And yes, sometimes people have success on, in a night. But trust me when I say that people really look up to the ones that always were showing up, even when they didn't have success. People really look up to those stories that are like, that person was showing up, it was following their dreams, they're following their heart, they couldn't see any results, and then look how much they've built. People really look up to this, and it is inspiring because it just makes them, it makes them feel okay for them to work and to be like, well, it doesn't matter if I don't get it in the night. I know that if I work hard and if I show myself up and if I follow what I love, it's going to eventually happen. And this is the truth. Not even mentioning that people that have a lot of portfolio, they have a lot of experience, they usually get jobs more and better because of the amount of experiences that they have. We do have the 10 of Pentacles, in fact, and the 7 of Cups. I really feel that this enormous success that it's going to happen to you, it's going to make you feel very overwhelmed. Spirit is advising you to utilize the money that you're going to receive wisely, to invest them wisely. But with the 10 of Pentacles, there is no shadow of a doubt that you are about to blow up. But whatever it is that you're doing, but you're about to blow up, to have enormous success and a windfall of money coming to you. You are the only pile that has this energy, the only one. So no, I do not overly sugarcoat my reading at all actually, but you got it. You got it because you followed love. And this is the reason why the situation will improve. Out of your consistency, your focus, your dedication, and just you deserve it. You deserve to thrive with that World card. We have the King of Wands. So maybe you're very passionate also about what you're doing. You're very creative. You're very charming. And people will recognize this charm, this confidence about you. I love it. What else, Spirit? It's like Spirit wants to talk a little bit. The Six of Cups, maybe because you have followed your childhood dream. There is something that you have followed that it's like you took that decision of going where not your mind is, but where your heart is. And now, after all the defeat, you're finally going to see yourself thriving. There is a period of enormous creativity also coming up for you, fertility. And yet again, abundance. Remember that abundance is a state of being, okay? And the Sun card finishing the reading in a way, indicating light, prosperity. The bottom of the deck, Nine of Swords. So there is something that is going to come up really, really fast, rushing towards you with good news and renovation. And it's leading you to recognition in your career field, an improvement of your finances, an improvement of your situation. It's very much what, like you almost, if you had a sun in the 10th house, you know, like this bright light shining, because the 10th house could be the 10 of Pentacles and the sun is the sun, really. So it's like this bright light shining in the house of public recognition. That's what I am seeing. And with the Six of Cups, it could also be that you're meeting your soul family, you're meeting important people that are going to help you out. Everything, it's like it's divinely guided, I'm seeing for you, pile number 3, and it's meant to be. Like it's just going to happen, and it's going to lead to this end of a dark phase, the accomplishment of your goals and desire, and the beginning of a new phase where you're probably going to even do something different or expand from the high mountain. Like it's almost like I'm seeing pile number 3, you have been climbing Mount Everest. You've been climbing and climbing and climbing, and there were so many times where you wanted to give up and you felt that you were never going to reach the top. You were out of breath, you were cold, and you were scratched and hurt, and you kept climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing, and at some point you didn't even knew anymore that you were climbing. You were just showing up. You were like, I cannot go down, like I just can't, I have to go up, like there's nothing I can do about it. And then all of a sudden you find yourself on the top of this mountain, the highest mountain of all, and you're out of breath, you can't breathe, like the air is so different than from the bottom, but you are in awe, and you're like, I cannot believe I make it. This is the highest point in the world, and I am here right now. And then what comes next? You have to go down and you start again. Once you accomplish something great, right? You finally make it. Out of all that hard work, you go down. You enjoy it, you bask in that emotion, and then you go down and you think, what is going to be next? What am I going to do next? And you just create something new. This is what is going to happen. This is what I see. But obviously you're going to bask in that happiness for a while. But this is what I see. It's going to happen for you. And also we do have the card of Ma'at, the cosmic justice. So I just want you to know that whatever it is that made you feel miserable, pile number 3, like justice is coming to you. Like I know that you were working and nothing was showing up, and you were almost there to give up and you didn't, but justice is coming. Success, enormous abundance is coming because you showed up, okay? And then as a last card, I am seeing the Lady of the Stars, the Priestess of Sirius. So maybe you have a very strong Sirius in your chart, or maybe like you are connected to the stars, you are connected to Sirius or to Sirians. But I am seeing the Lady of the Stars, like the star card in the tarot, really does represent a wish fulfillment, really does represent you finally feeling like a star, you finally feeling like you're thriving, you finally feeling recognized up on that throne, up on that mountain. Like you are going to get your manifestation because you knew how to shoot the arrow, you knew how to point the energy, and you consistently showed up. And you're just prepared for, this is not a miracle, because a miracle could be perceived as something that just comes up out of the blue randomly, like hold on, everything's okay. Just be prepared that you are going to have like truly what you deserve. This karmic recognition, this justice card, this abundance. I mean, I can talk about it for hours, but literally what I am seeing is that there is a wish coming true. And it's all due to your hard work. Call it, you know, a promotion, call it happy times, call it abundance, call it fame, call it success, call it however you want it. You are about to reach the stars, and I love this for you, pile number 3. Okay, and I love that we conclude this video like this because the other readings were a tiny bit different. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for sticking around to this channel. Like I said, I'm closing my private readings for a while, but I thank you so much for your generosity and for looking me up and trusting me as your reader today. And keep in mind, pile number 3, you're never wrong if you follow love. I love you guys. Bye.